Mental training needs to train both the mind and the body. So you need to train both of them. Why? Well, because they influence each other. You need to gain some control over your attention. Attention can be easily distracted by mind through distractive thought patterns and by the body through reactive behaviors. Now, I shared mental training tool number 1 for the mind and the body in previous lessons. Number 11 was for the mind and number 12 was for the body. The next two lessons, lesson 26, this one, and 27, the next one, are going to introduce you to mental training tool number 2 for the mind and for the body. I introduced 2 drills for tool number 1. Holding Warrior 2 yoga pose to practice redirecting attention. Dualistic meditation to notice the flow of attention. The first drill was about how you react to stress and how that influences your attention. It distracts your attention. You have thoughts come up in your mind wanting to quit. The stress is getting more than your mind can handle. You notice those quitting thoughts and redirect your attention to what you intended to do, which was to hold that Warrior 2 yoga pose for a certain period of time. Now, this is helpful in that you can stay committed when your mind wants to quit. And we've seen this a lot in our athletes where you can do a lot more than your mind thinks you can. So this ability to stay committed is really important. Now, the second drill was about being more aware of the flow of your attention. This is dualistic meditation, where attention is projected from a subject to an object. Well, you are the subject, and an object is anything you choose. It can be the breath, it can be like a candle flame, it can be an object on your desk, anything really. So you project attention toward the object. You have this subject-object dual relationship. Now, when I say you, it means that you're projecting attention from a point inside yourself that you perceive yourself to be. And where is this point? It's in your head, behind your eyes. This is very common. We get a sense of being located in our head, behind our eyes. This is where the I resides. And we speak language this way. We say, I have a body, I have a mind, I am doing this. Where is this I? It's in your head, behind your eyes. Perceiving yourself as a subject in this dual meditation creates this identity. You feel located in your head, behind your eyes, like you're driving yourself, driving your body through life. So this feeling of being located in your head, behind your eyes, creates this identity. And you unconsciously reinforce it through reactive behaviors. For example, if someone criticizes you, then you get offended and defensive to protect that identity. If someone compliments you, then you relish that and it bolsters that sense of identity. You feel good about yourself when others compliment you, bad about yourself when others criticize you. It's a no-win situation. You need to find a way to move beyond this way of understanding yourself. Let's first examine the difference between dual and non-dual meditation. This gives insights into how you create this identity and how you can move beyond it, and also how to create a more internal locus of control. Dual or dualistic meditation means there's a subject, you, and an object like the breath. That means that there are two parts, subject and object, participating in the meditation. Now, non-dual meditation expands attention to include everything. That means it includes the subject, the object, everything into one expansive experience. Now, from this perspective, you can step back and observe everything that's going on. You step back to the unmoved mind of awareness. So what are you aware of? First, you notice that everything happens of its own accord. You breathe, hear, see, sense, notice thoughts. Everything comes into your awareness and then leaves. You don't cause them. They all happen by themselves. Second, when you look for yourself, you can't find a center. Remember, in dual meditation, you can turn attention around and find a center. Attention is directed from object to subject. And there you are, behind your eyes, residing in your head. This is your center. Non-dual meditation, when subject and object collapse into one expansive experience, then you can't find the subject. This is powerful because it diminishes reactivity. Non-dual meditation shifts an external locus of control to an internal locus of control. There's less reactivity to those quitting thoughts in your mind, and there's less reactivity to reactive behaviors that come from your body. There's less focus on identity and more focus on the experience itself. It's important to move beyond these limiting aspects of how you create your identity. Now, you're not going to be able to diminish your identity completely, but you can move beyond these external ways that you create this identity to a better understanding of yourself. Non-dual meditation helps you realize that you are not located in your head behind your eyes. This is a feeling that you can also observe. And rather you understand yourself as a mix of processes that are constantly changing. Processes like breathing and eating and digestion and running and playing and working and sleeping. All of these are processes that are ongoing and constantly changing. Someone once said, "We are verbs, not nouns." In other words, you are behaviors, processes, and experiences. You aren't an end result, a thing. This helps you loosen the grip of intellectual concepts you tie to your identity. Concepts like, I'm good because someone complimented me, or I'm bad because someone criticized me. You orient to life with this new perspective that you are a mix of processes that are constantly changing. And you also realize that life is like this also. It's constantly moving, constantly changing. Knowing that, you can relax into what happens, like the mistakes that you make, the failures that you have, with more grace and acceptance. You realize that you're on a constantly changing learning journey. And when you understand that, then you can relax into these situations, observe them, modify what's coming up into your awareness, and learn from it. The power of non-dual meditation is how it impacts your identity and your locus of control. It diminishes your identity being tied to externals, and it strengthens your internal locus of control. Non-dual awareness is your mental training tool number 2 for the mind. Here's the drill, the morning routine practice drill. 1. Prep. Sit comfortably and look out at the scene in front of you. Identify several things in it. In other words, direct your attention to these several things. 2. Dual focus. Select one thing and direct all your attention to it. This creates a dual subject-object situation. 3. Step back. Now, relax your focus. Soften your eyes and let them blur a bit. This helps expand attention to the whole field of view. Expanded attention shifts it to simple awareness. This is the unmoved mind of awareness. You step back to awareness. 4. Observe. From awareness, you can observe all that happens. You notice sensations, sounds, sights, thoughts, all happening of their own accord. You're not causing them to happen. They come into your awareness and leave it just as quickly. You don't control any of it, so you don't try to control it. Rest in this state and continue to observe. Daily application drill. Remember, you need to apply your morning practice drills throughout the day. This is a general practice that you apply throughout the day. There will be times when you need to narrow attention to tasks. In general, though, Keep it expanded. You do this by keeping attention in between a narrow and expansive focus. Achieve this through a neither nor application. You neither narrow attention to objects nor keep attention expanded. Keep attention in between. This neither nor approach heightens awareness. These drills help you realize that you can orient to life through non-dual awareness. It helps you understand what you can and can't control. You can't control almost everything. What can you control? Your attention. And when you realize that the only thing you can control or influence is your attention, then you can direct your attention more purposefully.